Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, 9 o'clock. It's time for Fantasy Toon Review Premiership. Look at how we've done. And it's safe to say that I've had a crap week. So we'll see how we go when we take a look at the actual league table. There's a few comments just come in. So I'll go through them first before I bring up the who's leading, who's bottom, etc. Lee says, J-Lo Paul is entitled to call a fantasy premiership if he wants to. It's his channel at the end of the day. I'm not sure what that's aimed at, Lee, if you're watching now, because obviously any comments before that have come in have disappeared. It could be a troll. I've been hit by the trolls again today, quite substantially, it has to be said. So it could be any one of those trolls, but it's, you know, it's water off a duck's back to me now. I couldn't give a shit. But it's probably a troll. Lee said, any of you listen to Steve Bruce's BBC Q&A, the daft twat shot himself in the foot 3 times that I can think of? I haven't actually heard it yet. I might go and listen to it later on. Can I play Hayden as centre-back in FPL? No, unfortunately not. Joshua says, can I play Joe Linton up top? You can, but I think you'd be absolutely mad. Bruce reckons Joe Linton didn't play against West Ham. I'm sure he got his 10 minutes or so, unless I'm cracking up. Paul, you would take Sam Fender, Joe McKelder, and James Arthur for a good run with money. With that voice yours, get yourself on Britain's Got Talent. Cheers, mate. Speaking of the trolls, I've had them come at me today from all over the country, you know, slagging me off and stuff like that. Listen, you know, it's just something I do on the side. I've had really good reviews and stuff. I've had a CD made, so, you know, I'm not that bad at, you know, but at the end of the day, you put yourself out there, the trolls are going to come at you, and they've come at me for the channel, they've come at me for the Fantasy League, they've come at me for me singing, all sorts, mate. So, you know, just let them get on with it. So just a bunch of sad idiots, unfortunately, out there in the world. Does any of you know what balls are heated? Just don't want to pick a team of 11 for them to underperform with the heat of the ball. Ordered tickets for Burnley Cup match Tuesday, but haven't turned up yet. Just wondering if anyone has received theirs, because you know what box office is like. I've ordered them as well, and I haven't got mine, but I only ordered them today, so we'll see. It's Wednesday, plenty of time, lad. It's actually Thursday. David says, yes, Lee Taylor, I wanted on the show to ask why he plays 5 at the back. Evening, trolls. Hope you're well, mate. Good evening, Jason. Good evening, Joshua. Evening, Alex. Jason says, what annoyed me most about the Bruce interview when Howie or whoever it was had the nerve to say, if they, the NUFC fans, didn't pick up the phone and ask them hard questions, then it's their fault. I heard about that, to be honest, but yeah, I missed your first video on Fantasy Premier League, so I didn't join your league, and if I joined, I would have been in second. I've joined now, though, and coming for first. Good lad. Magic Maran says, Paul, who are you going to bring in this week? I don't know yet. We'll discuss that in a second. Troll says, I'm from Norway, so trolls ain't new to me. Judy, good evening. It's Thursday. I thought it was Friday. No, it's Thursday, Judy. Everyone's getting the days mixed up by the sound of things. Evening, Annie. Hope you're well, buddy. Seriously, I missed the Bruce video. What was a brief summary? No idea. I haven't listened to it either, Judy, but I will in time. Now then, we have the Fantasy Premiership Toon Review League up and running, and we have Matthew Price at the moment, who is leading the way with a superb 112 points over the weekend of the Fantasy Football League. We've got Kieran in second, Paul Mood in joint second as well, Gaz and Daniel in sixth, Mark Thompson. You know, so you can see there as I run down the list, everybody can see where they're at. And, you know, as for myself, nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near. I think I'm in about 98th place. Daniil, there you are in 40th place. If you're watching, well done. So we'll go on to the next. And yeah, it's very, very bleak, to say the least, for myself. And I thought I had a decent 11 going, but clearly not. As we look down, a lot of my regulars on my shows are way down the list. So there you go. We have new entries coming in this week, so we got a few of them. So hopefully they'll kick off this week and get going. But at the minute, I am second off bottom. But what does sort of put a smile on my face is the fact that Mr. Chippers is bottom of the league, which did make me laugh quite a bit, to be honest. But if we look at Matthew's team, For game week 1, Martinez in goal. You had 3 at the back with Alexander-Arnold, Cresswell and Wan-Bissaka. Almiron, Bailey, Son, Fernandez, and Tony, Wilson, and Richarlison up front. Well, of course, Wilson scored. Richarlison scored. Tony had a blinder, didn't he? So not a bad team lineup for week 1. Now, whether, any changes are going to be made by Matthew, we will see in due course. But I don't think he needs to change that, quite honestly. He's got a very, very decent team there at the moment. Judy says, Annie, I hope you had a great birthday. Yes, he probably did. Evening, Jake. Annie says, I'm 36th. Well done. Well done. I'm nowhere near that. So I told you I was pretty bad at fantasy football, guys. I wasn't lying. I thought I had a decent side out there, but clearly I'm in the wrong. Good evening, Lawrence. Villa let me down this week, conceding 3 to Watford. Son and Wilson, the only players that helped me, that helped my game week. Going back to Steve Bruce, BBC Newcastle tried to say it wasn't edited, but they asked the callers what they wanted, and only a handful made the show. A few seemed to be regulars, and Bruce made some stupid comments, I thought. Yeah. But the fantasy stuff, Kieran says, I did well last week, and that was with Fernandez as captain, which got me 40 points. I got 84 points in total and 32nd in the league. That is a fantastic start for you, Kieran. You know what it is? It just annoys me when you put your team out and you think, right, get in. I'm going to have a decent side this week, score points. I even took the advice of playing less defenders and put some wing backs in the back line there, and it didn't work for me at all. In fact, it failed miserably. But hey ho. Judy says, you're lower down the table than Judas at the Last Supper. Go on, Chippers. Well, Chippers won't be impressed with his position. Not the best of starts for me. Jason, you're not bottom, mate, and that's the thing. When you look at the bottom of the table and you see Chippers, it will bring a smile to your face. It simply has to. It certainly brought a smirk to mine when I looked at the league table. But then again, I'm only 2 places above him, so I can't really go at him too much. It's a long way back for me already, playing catch-up straight away. Jake says lower down the table than Judy last night. Trolls is 86th last I saw. Let's have a look, Trolls. I think, it could be 86th, mate. It's a long way down the table, like myself. Let's have a look. Yeah, 86, joint 86th with another, quite a few players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 60 is tied in 86th place there on 58 points. But again, Jules, it's not a bad start considering where the host of the show is in 98th. I'll show you my team. 53 points it gathered. I had Schmeichel in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Shaw, Tierney, and Tarkowski, Rice, Grealish, Mount, and Maddison, and Wilson and Adam Armstrong. Now, Wilson and Armstrong obviously both scored goals. Grealish, though, didn't really perform. Man City, of course, losing. I had Declan Rice, who had a very, very good game. I was impressed with Declan Rice, but, I didn't really score big, at all. Schmeichel, obviously, with a clean sheet, so that helped boost my points up a little bit. But I have a feeling that I will be changing that before the weekend kicks off again, because I'm genuinely gutted to be right down there, because I didn't think I would be. If we look at second place position, which is Kieran Alpin, he is on 102 points with Sanchez in goal, Arnold, Kufal, Digne and Shaw, with Salah, Jota, Fernandez, Greenwood, and Ings and Antonio up front. Well, of course, Antonio bagged a goal as well. Did Ings score a penalty? I'm not sure. I think he did. So he got off to a brilliant start as well. But, when you're looking at the points already, you're looking at 112 points. And there's some of us who are really struggling. We're back in 50 odd. It's playing catch up pretty much straight away, which is horrid. Absolutely horrid. Magical Marwan says, I'm nearly at the top. Not bad yet. Very, very good start. Evening, David. Hope you're well. And he says, I got a Bristol City top for my birthday. It's still not as good as the Newcastle one. Backstreet Moyes is me, said Magical Marwan. So let's go and have a look at his team. Magical Marwan, where are you? Somewhere down here. Do you know, I can't even remember the team name he gave me. Let's have a look. Backstreet Moyes. I've seen you somewhere. I know I have. I want to have a look at that team, actually. If you just bear with me. I might have passed it actually because there's so many in this bloody league now. It's took off more than I thought. Oh, there you are. Let's have a look. 102 points scored by you as well. We had Sanchez, Shaw, Dunk, Tumakas, Benrahma, Mane, Salah, Fernandez, and up front you've got Tony, Ings, and Antonio. Yep. A very, very good point scoring week for you as well. I'm going to have to seriously look at my team because it's lacking in a lot of places. I'm 123, says Jason. Evening, Thomas. Hello, Honky Tonks. Says out and about with Rob. Luke says I went from 9th to 67th. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of changes were made because obviously you had the Friday night game, you had the Saturday games, and then you had the Sunday games, and a lot of positions dramatically changed after the Sunday games, to be honest. I was 8th before Newcastle versus West Ham and Spurs versus City. Exactly. All changed on the Sunday, didn't it? I only got 33 points to start FPL, but had Kante and Phillips in my team and gained 0 points from them. Yeah, that wasn't a brilliant move, Geordie, to be fair. Jason says, I'm 123. Chippers is 99. I'm lower, so no smile for me. Hey, listen, it'll get better, Jason. Don't worry. Evening, Tom. Jake says, seriously, mate, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Spent more than half of last season second bottom of my work league, but surged up to runner-up by the end of the season. Yeah, it's only week 1, isn't it? There's a lot of points to be gathered. I just thought with the team I might have put out, I might have been a bit higher. I made one transfer this week and brought Benrahma in from West Ham. That was a very good move, obviously, Geordie. And he says, Paul, no, take Rice out. He's a centre defensive midfield, and Fantasy Premier League is all about goal contributions, and he won't get many of them. Yeah, I was actually just thinking that, Annie, when I was looking through my team, and I thought, hang on, I'm saying Rice had a good game. Yes, he did, but he didn't really do anything to get any brilliant points, did he? So I think I'm starting to get the hang of sort of the idea of making sure that you've got people in your team who are going to score goals, assists, or clean sheets, things like that, is where the points are going to be gained. I started bloody Pickford over Schmeichel. Bad move. Troll says, I have Martinez in goal. You know what it is? I think he's going to be quite a high scorer this season in goal, is Martinez at Villa, providing, they can stop shipping goals like they did at Watford. I think that obviously was a massive blow to their opening start of the season at Villa, but Martinez, I think, will score points this season, providing Villa shore up at the back, which I think they will. And of course, they've got us at the weekend, so that could be a very, very difficult night for Newcastle United. I done well, 55 points. Yes, you did, David. Well done. Up, says Annie. Or Martinez, don't remember how it's spelled. Yeah, it's spelled the second way you spelled it there, Joel, so that's fine. Jake says, I had Leeds players in my team, doomed from the start. Yeah, you wouldn't have scored many points with Leeds players in your team at all. Which will disappoint you, Jake, but unfortunately, it's the way the cookie crumbles in FPL. I thought it was your birthday, and your Bristol City shirt is enough to bring you to tears. Joking aside, mate, hope you had a great day. Kieran says, I brought in Benrahma in for the upcoming game week. I have a feeling he's going to have a great season for West Ham. I'll tell you somebody else who's going to have a great season for West Ham that I didn't even think about, and that was Jared Bourne. He was absolutely fantastic against Newcastle on Sunday. And I might look at him going in the side as well because I'm not sure how much he's worth. But the fact of the matter is, he could be somebody who gets you a lot of points this season, as well as Benrahma, certainly with goals and assists. So it might be looking at him. Geordie says, Geordie, thanks, mate, says Annie. Charles, can you look at my team? I believe I just have, didn't I? If not, we'll go and do that now, Charles. We'll have a quick look. If I can remember what bloody position you're in now. Let's just have a look at Kieran's, because I've just spotted Kieran's. So we'll have a look at Kieran's first. Martinez, Cresswell, Digne. Yeah, I think Barnes, Fernandez, Sancho, Mount, Tony, Bamford, and Antonio. Not a bad lineup, that. I think there's going to be a lot of changes in certain people's teams this weekend, though. There is no doubt about that. Let's try and find Trolls. I'm sure I just seen his name there, but I didn't. I'm not sure what position he is in the. There he is. Trolls Hampton. We've got 58 points scored by Trolls. He had Martinez in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Diaz, Wan-Bissaka, Aspilicueta, Ward-Prowse, Gundogan, Maddison, Dallas, Richarlison and Wilson. Well, Richarlison and Wilson scored, of course. Dallas certainly, he scored 5 points there, but on the back end of a hammering, to be honest, with Leeds. So that's not very good for them. I said Chippers was bottom. He's not, I've missed the whole page out. There's PD Proudlock down in 115th. Not a great start for him. 43 points. He had Edison in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Cody, Cork, Son, Sancho, Jorginho, Tielemans, Wilson and Vardy. So Wilson and Vardy on the score sheet. Of course, Wilson getting 12 points because he had him down as captain as well. Son with 10 points. But Sancho obviously came on as a late sub. And, Jack Cork there with only 2 points. So not a big score in defence and midfield for Pete. As we look further down, let's see if I can spot anybody else. There's Peter again. Keep going down. There's Jason. We'll have a look at Jason's team. In 123rd place, he had Rhea in goal, who scored 8 points. So that was a good choice. Mings, Chambers, and Alexander-Arnold. Barclay, Tielemans, Sancho, and Mane. With St. Maximin, Wilson, and Tony up front. So really, Barclay are not scoring any points. I can't see him scoring points for Chelsea. Jason, I would immediately take him out of your side because obviously nobody knows where he's going to be this season. And you're not going to get any points. He's basically sitting in midfield, doing nothing. Stephen, he scored 39 points. We got Martinez, Shaw, Diaz, Alexander-Arnold, Mina, Sancho, Maddison, Barnes, Lucas Moura, St. Maximin and Wilson. So a good score and forward line. Of course, St. Maximin, he made captain and got 12 points. So a big score in there, but again, not much in the defence and midfield. Let's see if we can find anybody else. Lawrence, there you are, 37 points. He went with Martinez in goal, Mings, Target, and Cancelo. I think that was a disaster for Lawrence at the back. Bowen, Tielemans, Maddison, Son and Rafinha, Wood and Wilson up front. So he has got Jared Bowen in. He only scored 2 points, but I think he'll get a lot more this season without a shadow of a doubt. So I think I'm going to do that, basically put him in my side. And there we have it. We've got the bottom there, which is Pires Sauce. I'm not sure who that is. But so 143 people in the league, which is unbelievable. I didn't expect that many to be joining up. But there you have it on 23 points. So Chippers, I officially apologize. I missed a whole page out of league tables. I didn't realize. I thought you were bottom. I had a chuckle at myself, but I'm wrong. There's Jake. So we'll have a look at you, matey, on 40 points. Martinez, Maguire, Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, Diaz, Harrison, Son, Tielemans, Mount, Rafinha, and Bamford. So only one striker up front for Jake this week. And, it happens to be a Leeds player who on the back end of a hiding at Old Trafford. So very, very disappointing for Jake. Let's have a look at some more. Geordie's 134th. Jake, I might do a Brucey Super 11 next time. Build a team out of current and former Bruce players. You don't want to do that. You'll still not score very well. Jimbo, good evening. I don't know what the Fantasy Premier League is, but I watch all your videos. You're awesome, by the way. I am a subscribed Leeds fan. Keep safe, buddy. Cheers, Jimbo. Listen, if you can still join now, if you want to go and have a crack at it, if you just go to the PremierLeague.com website, go into fantasy, create your team, and then once you've created your team, the code to join my league is going across the bottom now. So if you just click on join a league, put that code in, and away you go, Jimbo. David, where am I, Paul? I'm not sure. We'll have a look. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. It'll be easy to find, probably. We'll just. I'm just grabbing names out. We've got Michael Marsden here. Sorry, Billy Trey here. He went with Edison, Stones, Concert, Rudiger, Reguilon, Jorginho, Grealish, Martinelli, Sancho, Wilson, Werner. So only Wilson scoring many points of note there. Maybe Rudiger with 6 points, but pretty much disastrous for Billy. After that, I don't know what's happening to half these teams. I mean, Ryan from Ottawa, this is one I want to look at because he's on 44 points. He went with Martinez, Alexander-Arnold, Soyuncu, me, Diaz, Cancelo, Rafinha, McGinn, Tielemans, Wilson, Tony. And so he's gone 5 at the back in order to try and get some defensive points. Clearly hasn't worked, Ryan. So I think you need to revamp that one, buddy. David, I'm still trying to find you, my man. I'm sure you're here somewhere. Just bear with me. You might be higher up. Actually beating me. Then again, that's not very difficult to do, to be honest. I can't find you, David. David, if you go on the website, have a look yourself, mate, and then come on back on the comments and let us know where you are, and we'll take a look at your team. Who is in first position? Well, that first position is basically had a very, 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 very good week. Of course, I read the team out before. It belongs to Matthew Price. He's in the lead at the moment. Very, very good team. And he says, I had Bowen, but he didn't get any contributions. Yeah, exactly. But I think he will this season, Annie. Tangy says, I had Phillips Willock in my team, so no points. Scored 58, but made a transfer, so on 54 points. Yeah, it's difficult now when you make transfers because obviously the players that have built some points up in your team, you take them out your team, you transfer them out, those points come off. So you have to be very, very careful at that. Can you have a look at my team, Paul? I will, Annie, yes. If you can all just bear with me while I try and find these players because it's obviously with so many, it's very difficult, but we'll just have a quick look for Annie's. I can't remember where he said he was, to be honest. 30-something, I think he said he was. There he is. Matty cashed in. 83 points by Annie. He had Schmeichel in goal. Very, very good choice. Kufal, Shaw, and Digne, not so good at the back. Salah, who scored a massive 34 points, and Annie made him captain. That was a tremendous effort. Fernandez, who scored 20 points as well. Harrison, Bowen, and Barnes, not really. But Ings and Bamford, so Ings getting points as well. So a decent week for you, Annie. Very, very decent. It has to be said. So well done on that one. So you're up there challenging. Trolls is 86, yeah. Geordie Van Dijk got 7 points, and I had Super Cal as captain. Yeah. Jake says, can you not look at my team, Paul? I won't if you don't want me to, but I think I already have. Geordie says, I've changed De Bruyne to captain this week since Man City have Norwich. That might not be a bad idea. It's very important that you take a look at the fixtures for the Premier League and you find out which players are playing where, because if they've got a chance of scoring a lot of goals, as Man City have played Norwich, then obviously you're going to put a lot of attacking Man City, or you're going to put 3 strong Man City players in if they're in your squad. It's the same with anything, really. If you've got a decent squad with very attacking players, which seems to be the way to go in the fantasy leagues. So I'm going to have to revamp mine again. I'm going to have to look through the defenders and see who's really the attacking ones are. Midfield, who gets the contributions, etc. That's what it's all about in the fantasy leagues. Jason, yeah, I made changes for next game. Good man. Yeah, I found Yanni. The Geordie View said Lawrence 37 points and 129th. Early days yet, my man. Early days, Lawrence. Yeah, I've removed Barkley and replaced with Højbjerg. Interesting change. But again, is Højbjerg not, does he get a lot of points? I think he did last season, actually. I think he got quite a few fantasy points. Jake said, credit to Jason for flying the Toon flag with ASM and Wilson. Love to see it. I know, but a good point scoring week with them two up front, despite Newcastle losing. I went 3-4-3 to see if I can get more goals. That seems to be a good formation. After the match, I changed it. David said, Paul, have a look at my teammate. Just let us know where you are, David, because I can't find you. I even started Ben White. We all know how his debut worked out for Arsenal. Geordie had a mare. He had an absolute mare at Brentford, didn't he? So a little bit disappointing for him and Arsenal. But obviously, people that have put him in the fantasy leagues have also had a mare. Luke says, this week I have Schmeichel, Pereira, Alexander-Arnold, Chalobah, Salah, Fernandez, Pogba, Sarr, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, and Denis. Hopefully, Denis is fit for the weekend. Yep. Geordie says, Paul, have a look at my team in 134th position. Okie doke. Let's go and have a look at 134. Geordie, you've had a nightmare. 134. There you are. Geordie and you're seeing 92. And he scored 35 points. Went for Pickford, Fernandez, Shaw, Van Dijk, Maguire, and White. Not a great day for the back line. Grealish, De Bruyne, and Sancho. Not great for the midfield either, to be fair. And he's got Ings and Wilson. So decent 2 up front, both scoring decent points. But it was a mare for you. Absolute mare for Geordie this week. There's no doubt about that. Annie says, Paul, do you want me to tell where everyone is so you can have a look at their teams? It would be easier to look at that. Yeah, if you could. Or if you want to have a look at your teams, anybody watching, if you just let us know in the comments where you are and we'll have a look. Thank you, Paul. No problem, buddy. Geordie says, Ryan's been Bruce. That's why he went with 5 at the back. Yeah, I know. He comes on the fan forum. He kicks off about being 5 at the back, and then he goes and does it in the FPL. Crazy. Clarkey says 79 points, 44th. Right, we'll have a look at you, Clarkey. 79 points, 44th in the table. I'm interested, actually, because I haven't been through quite a lot of people's teams, to be honest. So it's interesting to see where everybody's lying and who they've picked. 44, there we go. Clarkey's 11. 79 points. Sanchez, Shaw, Tomiskas, White, and Duffy. Not a great score in defense. Maybe Tomiskas with 6 points. Fernandez, Dallas, Havertz, Salah. Fernandez and Salah, look at that, 34 and 20 points. If you've got them in your midfield, you've had a wonderful weekend. Dallas and Havertz, obviously Havertz only 1 point, but Dallas getting 5. Kane, big mistake putting him in, but Danny Ings, of course, getting 7 points, so not bad at all for you, mate. Thomas says, I hope Chippers will come last. You're not the only one. Dave's in 94th position, Paul. Cheers, Kieran. So we'll go and have a look at Dave's team down there in 94th. I hate how it shows up me down there all the time. There you are, Northern All-Stars. Let's have a look. 55 points for Dave. He started Edison, Alexander-Arnold, Richie, Maguire, and Dunk. Pogba, who did score 16 points at the weekend. Grealish and Sterling, they had mares. But St. Maximan, Firmino, and Wilson getting some decent points for you there as well, Dave. But, if it was said to me, Sterling and Grealish before the weekend, I would have thought, yep, go for it, mate. You've got a chance of scoring some high points. But it didn't work out for Man City at Tottenham, did it? So, in the end of the day, Pogba was the only high-scoring midfielder there. So, never mind, David. We've also on Dave's. American Steve is 92nd. I'm not sure whether he'll be watching, because I'm not sure what time it is over there. But we'll have a look at 92nd place. Steve's, see how Mr. Yankee's doing. 92nd, all the way down there. And there he is. 56 points from him. He went for Pope in goal, Van Dijk, Pinnock, who actually got 11 points, so not a bad shout. And also Christopher Ayer, who got 6 points, and then he's got Lewis Dunk. Souček in midfield scored 8 points. Of course, he did score. Mahrez, Pepe, and Mount, and Werner and St. Maximan. So Werner getting 4 points, Mount 6. So not too bad. Just a couple of maybe tweaks to that team, and I think he's flying. But we'll see how he does this weekend. Tangy, Vivid United is my team. If you let us know what position you're in. Steve Johnson is 123rd. Yeah, I've read his out. Geordie says Schmeichel, Shaw, Van Dijk, Maguire, De Bruyne, Grealish, Sancho, Willock, Benrahma, Ings, and Wilson might be my week 2 team. Yeah, you just got to be careful with subbing a lot of players out, because you'll lose the points on them. So you have to be careful when you're making these transfers. It's not as simple as just saying, right, well, I've accumulated that many points, so I'll take them out now and put somebody else in. You lose the points if they come out your squad. So you've got to be careful. Clarkey says, I know this FPL, but we're so glad to get back at St. James's. Good banter with the West Ham fans as well. It was brilliant. Fantastic you get back. Warren says, Ian and Paul, hope you're well, mate. Scored 66 points on my first game week. Any suggestions how to get Bruno in fantasy prices? A nightmare. Thinking about making a couple of changes for Saturday. 68th in the league. Let's have a look at number 68 in the league. Where are you? There you are. Was a 97. And you got 66 points. Martinez in goal. Diaz, Anderson, and Tierney. Quite a bit of a nightmare defense there. Salah, Dallas, Maddison, Grealish. So only really Dallas with 5 points, you could say, scored okay. Salah 34, and the fact that you made him captain. Wilson, Vardy, and Armstrong all scoring at the weekend as well. So a good front three, I'd say there. Again, just a couple of tiny tweaks for you there, Warren, and I think you're flying, mate. We've looked at Kieran's. Look at the first in the world, Paul. Okay, we'll go and have a look. Let's Let's have a look. We'll just skip out of mine for now. Overall, I'm 4,891,000. Wow. So let's 150 points by number one, which is Amir Saeed. And we'll just have a look at his team. Sanchez, Pereira, Shaw, Alexander-Arnold, Tomiskas, Pogba, Benrahma, Salah, 51 points. Wow. Fernandez with 20, Richarlison, Antonio. That is a very, very good week. But has he used any bonuses there? Can somebody tell me what the stars are next to the players? Are they because they scored double figures or something? I'm not sure what that means. Or has he used any kind of bonuses? Just let me know in the comments, guys, because obviously I'm still new to all of this. I'm not sure what the stars mean around the players, but we'll find out. Somebody will let me know. Did Bazza and John not join? Tut Bad Horseman. No. John said he was going to, but he hasn't. But John says a lot and doesn't. Geordie says Jason got more chance of John joining a Serie A fantasy league. Yeah, exactly. He's more prone to the Serie A. Kieran says I am indeed, Annie. Paul's already looked at my team. Where's Shelby, David? Listen, David went up in my estimations on the fan forum on Tuesday because he actually came out and said that Shelby was shit. So, I actually threw my headphones down and jumped around the room in delight, which was brilliant. Thomas says, John is so Italian. He eats Italian pizza for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper. Probably. Jake got more chance of John joining Serie A as a player. Tangy says 95th place for me, Paul. So let's have a look at Tangy's performance or his team. 95. So that'll be on the second page. And there he is. So 54 points. Allison in goal. Shaw, Christensen, Alonso, and Van Dijk. That's not a bad score in defense. Obviously, Shaw didn't, only 1 point, but Christensen, Alonso, and Van Dijk, decent points. Almiron, Jorginho, Phillips, and Soucek. Iheanacho and Tony. Not great point scoring that week. So, do you stick or do you twist? That's the thing. With some of these players. Geordie says you don't lose points if you sub, say, Pickford for Schmeichel. It's only when you transfer, say, Pickford for Woodman, that would happen. Right, yeah, I get you. And he says that guy used his triple captain. Right, so there you go. Stars are basically team of the week players. Thinking about taking Maddison out and tweaking the defence, then hopefully we'll be flying. Hope Grealish gets loads of points on his home debut. There is a possibility of that, of course, playing Norwich. The stars are in the team of the week players. Thank you very much. Which players are using the heated balls this week? Very interesting. This fantasy thing is I really do enjoy it, actually, because especially with so many people in the league, you get to see how different people think and how different people sort of organize their teams into saying, right, I think they're going to score points, or I think XYZ are going to score points, and transferring them out or tweaking your system a little bit to, 3-5 or 3-5-2 or whatever it may be. But you actually, it's not a case of just throwing these players in. You've actually got to think about it and make sure that you're concentrating on who's going to provide, who's going to score goals, who's getting you the assists, tackles won, and things like that. I'm sure you get points for that. Clean sheets, you've got to look at your goalkeeper and things like that. So it's very, very difficult at times because you're having to study it as well, which I think is why in the past when I've been playing Premier League football on the fantasy side of it, I get bored after a few weeks, but now, because we started this league, I'm not going to get bored because I do a show on it, and there's prizes at the end of it, and you've got to think about, it's entertainment, it's fun. This is what it is. It's a bit of fun with everybody, and that's what this Fantasy Premier League is all about. So it will keep my interest, definitely. So it's going to be very interesting. Luke says, Paul, can you show us your team again? If I really have to, yeah. It's all the way down here. So there you have it. I had Schmeichel, Alexander-Arnold, Shaw, Tierney, and Tarkowski. Rice, Grealish, Mount, and Maddison scoring crap points. But Wilson and Armstrong obviously scoring. So I think I need to tweak the defence, tweak the midfield, have a good think about which players are playing against which opposition this week, because that's going to be important. Sorry, I didn't put the screen share on. There it is. I think it's, I've got to think about who's going to score lots of goals. So when the league really gets going, say after about 10 matches, you're going to look at the Premier League and think, right, the top teams playing the bottom teams. There's more chance of the top players getting quite a few points. But it's where you can fit them in. You can't just fit them in. You've got a budget. And that's where you've got to tweak your side a little bit. You've got to think, right, he's worth this, he's worth that. How can I get, both of them in the team? What sacrifices do I have to make? So it's very interesting to do it that way as well. Tangy says, I missed the deadline for Willock's swap and Phillips was rested on the bench against Man United. I have a feeling Willock's going to play a big part in a lot of people's teams. But the question is, will he actually start or will he come on from the bench for Newcastle at the weekend? I demand all my players get double figures in the next game or they'll all be docked wages. Any chance you could look at my team? I'm in the new entries section, but would have been second. It's Alex Isle. Right, let's have a look. Alex, we'll go and have a look. I did have the new entries up before, but there they are. Alex Isle. There you go. It won't let me look at your team, Alex, because you haven't played a game yet. I forgot about that, sorry. You have to have played a game before I can have a look at your team, mate. So next week when you're on, give me a shout and we'll definitely take a look at your team. Definitely is a lot of depth and tactics to it. Bruce probably hates it. Ryan plays 5 at the back next week. Exactly. Becky says, evening everyone, and Paul, sorry if this has already been asked, but what did you make of Bruce on BBC Newcastle earlier if you listened to it? I haven't listened to it yet, mate, so I still have to do that, which I'll do after the show. I'll have a listen to it because obviously I want to comment on it tomorrow night in the preview show. Jody says, after 10 games, I bet game week 1's team will change because everyone will know which players to have in their sides. That's going to become where it really gets interesting. And he says, this is my team for next week. Schmeichel, Stones, Kufal, Shaw, Salah, Fernandez, Harrison, Barnes, Ings, Bamford, Cucho, and Hernandez. Fair enough. I'm surprised no one put Pookie in their 11. After the last time he was in the Premier League, he was a star in FPL. But he went off the point. I don't think he's going to hit them heights again. I haven't even done my team yet. Is that bad? That's shocking. You need to get to work quickly. Lewis says, what's the code to join the league, mate? It's going across the bottom at the moment, Lewis. So as I said earlier, just go to the Fantasy Premier League, make your team up, make a strip and everything like that. And then it'll ask you if you have a code to join somebody's private league. The code is going across the bottom of the screen now, Lewis. So just make a note of that and then you'll be into the league. So we've got quite a few new entries coming into the league this week. So it's going to make it all the more, all the more intriguing next week. Going to do a reaction vid to the radio interview. I probably will once I've listened to it. Just giving you the code there. Jordy says, Paul, do a reaction on the Bruce Q&A. I certainly will. Right, that's it for this week, guys, for the Fantasy Premier League show. It's been great having a look at the league table, although not for me, I guess. But I've been trying to wonder what I'm going to do this week to try and tweak it and try and get some decent players in there who are going to score me some points. But it's not easy because when you're on a budget like that, it is very difficult because you've got to, like I said before, think about who you're bringing in, who you're taking out, have you got enough money, etc., etc. And I know, it's all a bit of fun at the end of the day. But I'm seeing people saying that it's good fun and that's what it's all about. It's just something away from the reality of football, especially for us Newcastle and Leeds fans after last weekend. It gets us away from the heartbreak and the tension of all that. It's a bit of fun, but it's a good laugh as well. But it'll be interesting to know next week, after week 2, seeing who made the tweaks, seeing who's at the top again. Are people building the lead at the top or are people slipping away at the bottom? But it's all for a good laugh. And as I say, there's £100 at the end of it as well, just from me to say thank you to everybody for subscribing, etc. So there is a bit of competition there. There's going to be a bit of bite. Certainly as we get into the nitty-gritty of the season, it's going to be lots of fun, let's say. But thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been a pleasure doing this show. Like I say, it's a good release for me as well. It's to get away from the infuriating things of Newcastle United. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. again. But this time I'll be joined by John Sinclair to preview the West Ham game. I also have a Villa fan coming on to give us their insight into how they think the game will go and what they thought of their team's performance last week at Watford. So that'll be a great show at 9 o'clock. I will be doing a video reaction. It'll be recorded on the Villa game, and then back again at 8 o'clock next Monday with the 4 Horsemen of the Toon. So again, thank you everybody for joining in. I'm pleased it's getting decent viewings. Hopefully this show grows, the season goes on, and the players all want to know where they are in the league. But thanks very much again for watching. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll catch you soon. Take care. Be strong.